Hello, everyone.
This is Phil's first live ever.
It is. That's true. Well, I've done lives on Instagram with you.
One.
No, there's been others I've been walking around with you for.
Oh, yeah, that's true in Disney. Phil's a pro now. Hello. Just see some people coming in. First of all, I got to show you guys because we came in about 15 minutes ago and this is what we saw. 50 ducks. Thank you for that, Paul. That was amazing. So Sean is in here too. Hi, Sean. Then we got, let's see, who else? Phil's already commenting in here. Park Pioneer, I hope you grabbed a drink. Apparently there is an adult beverage game happening.
Yeah. Every time we say the word mask, you guys have to drink. Mask, 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 mask.
I'll be drinking my water. Magic in Michigan is here. Hello, friends. All right. Yes, it started. John is here. Hello,
What's up,
John. Welcome. Okay. Well, so this video here, we are going to be sharing the magical and the tragical of our Walt Disney World trip. We have another friend in here, someone who knows Phil all too well. Good day, peasants.
Who?
Deja Real? I don't know.
Oh, DJ Real. Oh.
Who's that?
It's Richard Croft. What's up, buddy?
Hi, Richard. Welcome. No notification. I don't control YouTube. I'm sorry.
You got to hit that notification bell, buddy.
Anyways, we got our drinks all here. Tea. And then we also have a snack. We opened everything before, so it wouldn't be loud. This is our snack of choice today, guys. These are the best.
That's true.
Paul, thank you. 7 watching, 3 thumbs up. We'd love if you hit that like button. So, yes, we're going to be talking about the magical and tragical. I had a pretty just like overall magical trip, but it was certainly a different trip from most of our Disney trips for a lot of reasons. So like some good, some obviously not so good.
Andrew and Jess, you don't have a snack ready. That's okay. We're probably going to be live for at least 45 minutes to an hour. So you've got time.
Yes. Go grab a snack. Go grab some Reese's.
I can see what's going to happen with this power cord. You're going to put that glass down and it's going to spill over.
Okay.
So
I'll put it right
there you go. Atta girl.
Okay, so we have about 5 bags of chips.
Same, dude. Same.
Okay, so also
we're not sponsored by Ritz, by the way.
No, we are, but these are literally our favorite chips. And when I Instacarted them the other day, there was a deal. If you spent so much on, what is this, Nabisco products, you got $5 off. And this was the only Nabisco product I wanted. So we got 9 bags. Because it's on our grocery list every week, so why not? All right. Yes, Wegman sparkling the water. Phil has the ginger. I have the pineapples.
Did you see that Mary logged in?
Oh, hi, Mary. Welcome. All right. So let's get started. We'll start on a high note. We'll both share a magical of the trip, okay?
We don't want to start out with the tragical. We don't want to bum these guys out.
Let's start off with the magical. I think we should start with the magical and end with the magical. So all the tragic will be in the middle.
Okay.
I just want to show you guys. So this morning, about an hour before the show, I was like, Phil, do you have your list ready? He didn't. But he got it ready. And I made this pretty little layout. So I'll put this in our Facebook group. If you aren't a member of our Facebook group, you totally should be, because Phil's a moderator, so there are shenanigans at all times.
It's like PG-13
yes, it is.
Because the R-rated stuff she deletes because she's a moderator too. I should go in as a moderator and suspend your moderator powers.
No, I was the creator, so I don't think you can do that.
I'm going to try. We'll see.
No, this is bad. Okay, so do you want to go first and say one of your magicals?
Yes. So one of my magicals was our resort and resort staff. So this time around, we had our welcome home DVC trip at our home resort at the Riviera. And from the moment you walk in, there's like, I don't know if they just don't have anything better to do, or they're staging the cast members there on purpose just to kind of make you feel overwhelmed with support and staff and service. But there was 5 cast members that greeted us immediately. 2 of them walked up to us with iPads and helped us get checked in. There was like a luggage cart being brought over, and it was just like, by the time I could get my name out, we were pretty much ready to go up to our room. We arrived in that lobby at 8:47 a.m. We were checked in by 8:50, and at 8:53 they gave us a notification that our room was ready. So we went straight up to our room.
Yeah, well, the cast member told us immediately. She was like, "Let me check and see when your room will be ready." And she's like, "Oh, it's ready."
Well,
so that was great. And this was on December 25th. So despite the craziness of this year, like Christmas was still rather busy. So I was surprised we got in so quickly on Christmas Day.
Please do a side-by-side with Phil's list. Stop it, Paul.
Phil's list is in the notes section.
You little troublemaker.
No, that was, oh, no, okay, that was Paul. Jason wants to see the list also. Jason is in there. I put his little clown face up. Yeah. So, yes. Okay. Mine was very similar. I said the Riviera Resort was my magical moment too. Okay. So there's a lot of chatter in the DVC community about the Riviera Resort. Like, they don't like the gray color. What are you laughing at?
You wait till I start eating to talk about the controversy. You know I want to scream about it.
Okay. So yes, there's a lot of controversy. There's the gray's not the right gray. It doesn't look nice. It looks like a Marriott. I absolutely loved it. Thought it was elegant. I thought it was modern. I love the subtle touches of Disney. I think there are some Disney people who need art of animation that has like a skyscraper size Little Mermaid, and then there's other people who want just like little hidden Mickeys throughout their resort and it to look elegant. I am the subtle Disney person. Yeah. So I think Phil is too. So that's why we like the Riviera. So many palm trees. Palm trees just make me happy. Like when we land in Orlando, that is like the kickstart to the vacation. Seeing the palm trees, it feels like we're on vacation. Yeah. Delicious food at that resort. Like, there were a couple things, we'll talk about them later, but other than that, delicious food. I loved Le Petit Cafe. I loved like going down and getting like a cup of coffee or a latte or getting Phil the treats.
Yeah. Sometimes when she would go down to get us drinks, I would demand late night treats.
And all like, in true Phil fashion, like not a treat like this. It's like, can I get the like candy?
The Christmas candy drop, like,
which is like an elegant French dessert. He's just like in bed eating the candy drop. Yes. So then, okay,
we should take some time to answer some questions and like address this crazy, this crazy.
All right,
chat.
Phil, why don't you pull some questions to answer? I have so much more about the Riviera.
Okay, you talk about the Riviera. Let me find some questions.
Cool.
It's just like duck emojis and inside jokes. There's no real questions going on.
There are real questions, but lots of ducks. The smell. It might be my new favorite smell, guys.
It is my new favorite.
Well, to the point where I'm not like, so this video will be coming out soon. I still have to record it, but I'm going to show you the Disney Christmas stuff that I got. Phil got me a ton of Magic Candle Company smells, and he got me the Riviera one. The Riviera one does not smell like the Riviera, so I'm going to have to find something that smells like the Riviera. The Magic Candle Co. is fantastic with the Polynesian smell. That's the Polynesian smell, but the Riviera is not quite there. Smells amazing at the Riviera though. Okay, and then also this is another part of the controversy is it doesn't have this like grand Floridian lobby, which that's a whole nother story because you're fooling yourself if you think That is not the DVC lobby, first of all. So
And
that is a whole
careful
nother.
with that. The DVC building has that fountain, and it also has
Okay,
multi-storage.
that is beautiful. Okay, but
the DVC building lobby in Grand Floridian is grandiose and it is beautiful, but it's in the style of the hotel side.
yes, but I think what people are forgetting is like the Riviera to me has other focal points, and the focal point is not the lobby. The focal point for me is that exit with all the palm trees lining, and you see the beautiful Riviera, and their entrance is beautiful too. They have the fountains on either side. I think it's maybe one of the most elaborate entrances. I feel like a lot of other entrances are kind of just like parking lot entrance sort of a thing, but that has a little more detail. And also I think a huge advantage at the Riviera is the room views. I don't know if there's really a bad view. I mean, I'm sure there's a bad view, but we were in the standard rooms and the view was amazing.
Yeah. And Magic in Michigan asks, do we prefer Magic Candle Company or Wishes Candle Company? I have zero experience with Wishes Candle Company.
That's a lie. We literally lit one last night. That's the one that we lit.
I didn't know that. That's just some random candle.
So I prefer Magic Candle Company. Like Wishes, we lit the Tiki Terrace last night. I mean, it smells like a Starburst, but that's not what the Tiki Room smells like. So
yeah. Plus, Magic Candle Company is a sponsor of another group that we met some good friends in, and that Pauline's a member of. And we just want to support them because they support our friends. And one of our good friends is a contributor and a member of that channel, so they support him, so we want to support them.
And their scents are authentic they try to match the scents that you experience in Disney.
I can no longer keep up with this chat.
Thank you.
I have no idea. I have no idea what's happening in this chat.
Right, I'm gonna try to bring it back. First of all, Walt Salt Life says happy 1K. Thank you so much. I saw some other. Steve is in here. Hello, Steve. Thank you for joining in. Who else? The Pin guys are here. Hello, Pin guys. Welcome. All right. So, yeah. See how overwhelming this is? Oh, Mom's here. Church just ended. Thank you. All right. Let's see if we can try to. Wegman seltzer is the best. Yes. Okay. Paul wanted to know 6 minutes in, how much did I buy at the gift shop? Not a lot. Okay. Let me just tell you, Phil buys way more stuff than me.
What? No.
Yes.
No. Okay, Captain Spirit jersey. Oh, let me buy every Loungefly backpack that I see.
Okay. But
I buy like a $12 pen and she's over here buying a $90 bag.
We went to the Riviera shop later in the trip and purchased stuff. And we kind of that's usually what happens. We go into the shop together and buy stuff in the shop, and then we usually don't go back to that shop. So that happened later. All right.
Hello to our Canadian friends. There's multiple Canadians in here. We're international. We are international.
So is it really gray? Yes, the paint at the Riviera is gray, but it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a beautiful gray. Be quiet.
Okay. Phil, I'm only here if this video has snacks.
Well, go get snacks then. I can't give you snacks through the computer. I can give you attitude, but I can't give you snacks.
Sorry, I'm coughing over here.
Coffee, Captain Rona.
I don't have Rona, guys. All right. People are saying disparaging things about the Riviera, so we're going to skip over that.
Oh, that's just Richard. Richard's just he's just a miserable man from Canada. Ignore him. Shut up, Richard.
Paul has said nothing negative. He should get a prize.
No, he shouldn't get a prize. He says plenty of negative stuff in bro chat.
All right. So we answered about the Wishes Candle Co. Okay, guys, we're catching up. Yes, Riviera air freshener in our new car. It smells good. The Riviera scent smells good. For some reason, I did the wax melt and it wasn't as potent as my Polynesian one. It smelled good, but it didn't, to me, smell exactly like the Riviera.
Give Phil a Snickers. I don't need a Snickers. I'm fine.
Phil needs a Snickers at all times. I'm looking forward to some video of the lobby space. Yes, I think I got that. Well, let's hope. All right.
All right. Magic in Michigan, their Christmas tree is still up. All 4 of ours are still up, and I'm dreading having to take them down.
Woo,
having 4 Christmas trees is fun.
Let's be honest, people. Who's taking the trees down? All right. Big space. Okay, thank you, Park Pioneer. Big lobby spaces aren't a thing in European hotels. Thank you.
Yeah, a lot of people can't grasp that. And I know Richard Croft is going to come in with a comment about that. Oh, I've been to Europe. No one cares, Richard, that you've been to Europe. The Riviera is fine.
All right. Anarchy in this chat. That is true. Thank you, Magic in Michigan. Please don't forget to hit that like button. We really appreciate it.
Paul said it too. Hit that like button.
Yeah, I know. Earlier he said it. All right. So let's catch up and see. We're going to do a tragical.
Okay.
Well, actually, first, some of you guys asked questions in different areas that I put.
Oh, yeah.
Give us a question. So let's first answer. This comes from my mom.
Really?
Yep. She said, what is the best and worst singular item you ate on the trip?
Oh, geez. Now I have to try to remember all my meals.
Okay, I have mine in my head.
Okay, go ahead.
So, the best thing I had was the gnocchi at Topolino's Terrace. It was unlike any other that I have ever had. It was the pasta was so light, the potato, whatever. I don't 100% know how they prepared it, but it was fantastic. We had another gnocchi on the trip, which was also excellent at the Wave, but this was just phenomenal.
Keep talking. Stall.
The worst item I had, and maybe this was just the most disappointing thing that I experienced, was the pork chop at where did we go? Wolfgang
Puck's.
And it wasn't inedible. Parts of it
Were better than others.
Yes.
But there's nothing worse than dry pork.
The server told us it was the best thing on the menu. And I should have known better because he said he's never had it.
Yes. Hold on. No. He didn't just say he hadn't had it. He's like, the pork is the best thing on the menu. I can't eat it because I'm Jewish, but it's the best thing on the menu. And she still ordered it. And I was just like so tired. I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
And the whole, I don't ever order pork loin for meals, but Phil had it the night before at the Wave and it was absolutely phenomenal. So my guard is down about pork. I'm like, oh, this is going to be good. He says it's the best thing on the menu, most popular. I get it. It's trash.
Also the most expensive thing on the menu, which we should have seen that correlation. Unfortunately, we didn't.
So
my best thing on property, this is not going to be any surprise to anyone who knows me, was the bacon and eggs appetizer at the Wave. That was so good that I got an order for us to share. I ate 80% of it as an appetizer, and then for a dessert, all the bros in bro chat were like, "Get the cake, get the cake." That cake sucked. Okay, they gave us a free slice because we were nice to the manager and she wanted to do something nice to us, which was awesome. The cake was totally underwhelming.
It didn't suck. It just wasn't. It's way overhyped.
Yeah, it's not special in any way, shape, or form. Sort of like the grapefruit cake at Hollywood Brown Derby. Fight me. I don't care. I ordered a second helping of the bacon and eggs for dessert because that's what you do when you go to the Wave. It was just prepared perfectly. It was delicious. And there's so many things that are overhyped like that cake at Disney. And you go there and you're like, hey, yeah, this is okay. Like the cheeseburger egg rolls in Adventureland, they're not that great. They're just not.
Amy doesn't like the cake either. Not worth the hype.
Yeah. So my worst thing, and I think someone in the chat said this, I'm not sure who, but my worst thing that I had was my dinner at Chefs de France. which was
Oh.
a baked chicken dish because I can't eat red meat for reasons.
It was just like a bad scenario. We realized that they modified the menu and what he wanted wasn't on it when we got there.
Yeah.
So
They really scaled back their menu.
Yeah.
They've got like 2 beef selections, a salmon, which I also don't eat, and chicken. And you would have thought that, they would at least be good at cooking chicken. They're not. Chefs de France was universally terrible. All the appetizers were awful.
I disagree. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't fantastic.
Yeah, okay. Well, hey, I'm going to start talking over you while you're doing yours. Hi. That's what's going to happen from now on.
I'm Italian. I got to yell over or else I won't get a word in.
The only good thing that I had at Chefs de France was the French martini. That was fantastic. So, are these people asking me stuff? Do they want something?
They want to know you can't eat red meat.
Why I can't eat red meat? Mind your business.
All right. So next thing, let's do a tragical thing. So do you want to go first, Phil?
Sure. I'm not normally a negative person, but I think I can squeak it out for this. Okay.
Hello, Disney 15 Guy Gaming. Thank you for coming in. Siskateers love Chefs de France. Siskateers, I didn't hate it. The menu was drastically modified. So I think all of our reviews for this trip have to be like with a grain of salt because things were so modified for COVID.
We screwed up, guys. We went into this trip and we made our advanced dining reservations with the sole intention of eating at only new places, only places we had never been. And we didn't factor in the idea that all these new places would have scaled back menus.
Yeah.
And so now we're passing judgment on these places and they're not at full staff. They're not at full capacity and they don't have their full menu. So we should have just gone to our normal haunts and gotten.
No, I love that we went to new places.
Whatever.
Okay.
So
next thing, Tragical. Go, Phil, go.
Disney bus service always sucks. During a pandemic, it is abhorrent. It is abhorrent. There's no rhyme or reason to it. It's abhorrent chaos. There's times where you're waiting 40 minutes for a bus. There's times where you're walking up to the bus stop. The bus driver sees you, still drives away. Doesn't care. Doesn't care.
I literally was like running and waving.
It was like there was one instance where it directly benefited us. The bus was there when we got there. He had just pulled up. He's like, how many? 2. He's like, sit wherever you want. We sit down. He kind of looks, see, oh, no one else, just leaves. He was at that bus stop with that bus less than 5 minutes. He didn't wait for anyone. We got on and he's like, we're out of here. Just like that benefits me. We're getting going sooner, which is fine because I want to go take a nap. But dude, there's people walking that are going to have to wait another 25 minutes because you're
25, like maybe 40.
Yeah, you're incompetent. So that's my tragical is Disney bus service in general, with a special shout out to Riviera bus service. Riviera bus service should be burned with fire. Well,
let's just start with, I cannot stand the fact that the order of the bus service is Magic Kingdom.
I was literally about to talk about that. You jumped in again. I swear to God, when you start doing yours, I'm just going to start squealing in your ear.
I'm just so excited to talk about Disney.
So you've got the Skyliner, which services Epcot and Hollywood Studios. So you would think that those bus stops would be the furthest away. And Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom and Disney Springs, all that stuff would be closer. No. Magic Kingdom is the first, and then everything else is pushed a mile away down to the end of the bus stops, and it's horrible. And none of the bus time scroller screens, none of them work anymore.
I think that was because of COVID.
Yeah, of course it's COVID, but they may as well put this emoji up there. We don't know when's the bus coming. I don't know. It might as well it says 20 minutes or 11:07. That's a lie. It came at 11:27. Just put this. I don't know. That's the honest thing to do in that situation. So go ahead. You do a tragical.
Okay, my tragical is Italian food in Florida. So let me just say this. This is something I truly believed in, and we gave things a chance. There was hand-picked things that worked out okay, but for the most part, everyone raves about the ricotta. raves about it at Topolino's, and it was not good. It was bland at best. Would you agree?
Yes.
You're just like staring at me like you don't agree with my statement.
No, I'm being quiet and letting you talk.
So, yeah, the bread at Topolino's. Why that is their signature bread, I have no idea. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't go with the ricotta at all. Terrible. Festival of the Holidays, Italy booth, mediocre. So just in general, Italian food in Florida, exceptions, there are a few, but for the most part, I'm usually disappointed by it.
Yeah. So Pauline, my mother is 100% Italian. So I grew up with fantastic Italian food in my house. Pauline's mother is a really good cook. She's not Italian, but she makes really good Italian food. Pauline's aunts, like Pauline's Aunt Carolyn, on a bad day, just wanting to whip something together, could put together a better Italian spread than what they were offering at these, 4-star, 5-star restaurants or whatever.
Yeah.
Italian food in Florida is universally disappointing. It's like someone from Florida telling you where to get good pizza or good buffalo wings. It's
and here, I think Magic in Michigan said it perfectly. People don't know what good food tastes like. And I think I think it's hard because you're having people come from all over the world to Disney, and you have what you love at home and what you're used to, and you may not know what other food tastes like, so you think that food tastes fantastic.
Yeah. In your, I don't want to say lowbrow, in like your average quick service or entry level table service restaurants, to make everything palatable for a lot of different people from a lot of different cultures, just to have some basic food that does the job and gets it done. And like a burger that just tastes like a decent burger, I understand that. But in a meal where we're paying $180 for 2 people with drinks and tip, that's to not have world-class food is absurd.
Right. And for me, I think the ricotta was the most disappointing because I know what fantastic ricotta tastes like. Like Phil will tell you, I will literally lick the container. It tastes so good. It's that good. Why that's not the ricotta they have at Topolino's, I don't understand. So,
yeah. Christina makes better
ricotta. She needs to go teach the chef how to make the ricotta there. It's fantastic. Okay, let's do another tragical so we can end on a high note, okay?
What do you mean end?
Yeah, we'll end on a high note. Okay, so let's answer one more question. Andrew wanted to know what exceeded our expectations.
Why are we ending? It's not been an hour. What are you talking about?
No, we got a lot to do. There's an odd number, so you'll get it later.
Womp womp.
Andrew wants to know what exceeded our expectations.
What exceeded our expectations? Man.
I know what yours should be. I'm going to say what mine is.
Okay, go ahead.
I think ours might be the same. Homecoming exceeded my expectations. Okay, so I, like Italian food, am always super apprehensive of barbecue food, because we have one of the best barbecue places right here in upstate New York. The Homecoming was phenomenal. Everyone said it was good, and I was like, I really want to go because they say it's good, and I want to try it. We were honestly blown away. Also, pro tip, don't fill up on the sweet tea because we were you could have barrel rolled me out of Disney Springs. It was awful.
Oh man, yeah. Homecoming was out of this world. I'm so happy that we listened to the people that told us to go there because it was phenomenal. But yes, don't get the sweet tea because you'll fill up on the sweet tea and then you won't be able to eat your food. We went heavy on the appetizers too, just because the appetizers look so good, and they were all good. We ordered our entrees, and neither of us could eat our entrees. My entree came with 4 pieces of chicken. I ate 1 piece of chicken, 2 bites of mashed potatoes. We took the rest home, and it went to waste. So I feel bad about that. But like Pauline said, it definitely exceeded our expectations, which were already very high. And we compare everything to Dinosaur Barbecue, which is...
Yes, that's what John asked. Dinosaur Barbecue is what we were talking about.
Yes. Dinosaur Barbecue started in Albany, and now they've got...
Syracuse.
Whatever. They're all over the place. And it used to be a front for the Hells Angels Motorcycle Club, but then it started winning like international awards for its food. So some restaurant conglomerate came in and bought them, and now they run them. So that's what we compare everything to, barbecue wise.
And I would say it exceeded also my expectations because I think it was one of the most inexpensive sit-down meals we got, and we got so much food. Like overall, it was a fantastic experience. And Wildlife Salt Life is asking where it is. It is in Disney Springs.
Yeah, the thing that I don't know if you were asking specifically about food or not, Magic in Michigan, but the thing that exceeded my expectations was the cast members' level of service, I would have to say.
Yeah, specifically at the Riviera, I would say. Heartland Family Adventures, thank you for coming on. And yes, you really should try Homecoming. It is delicious.
Yeah, it's so inexpensive. It's not expensive at all.
Yes. And Magic in Michigan wants to see dinosaur barbecue videos.
You don't want to see me eat a dinosaur.
We have shown to take out from Dinosaur many times on our weekly vlogs, but once the pandemic is over, that is like one of the places I'd love to do like a tour of in our weekly vlog.
Yeah. Me eating ribs. That should
so
be
good.
That should be a different channel. That's a different type of channel.
All right. So let's do another tragical. I'll go first with this one. So one of my tragicals, pins. Okay. Pin trading is so minimal right now, and it is due to the pandemic. I fully understand, but I feel like it could be better. It's also very poorly communicated. I had so many cast members. I asked, like, is pin trading here? Where is it? And they like would tell me, and then I would go there and it's not there. So that was frustrating. There are barely any new rack pins, which is disappointing. Like I felt like most of the stuff we saw, I've like seen on past trips multiple times. The mystery pins, same things. There's no like fun new mystery boxes, I feel like. And the limited editions were just minimal and like they were like, which honestly, like all in all, that's probably better because I spent way too much money anyway. So, but I think they need to step up the pins. It might be like a production issue or something like that, but I just wish the pin experience was better.
Yeah. Paul is saying in the chat that he doesn't consider Homecoming to be barbecue. I guess that's a fair sentiment. Just a lot of the menu at Homecoming shares a lot of similarities with the menu at Dinosaur Barbecue. So that's our experience with a traditional barbecue restaurant. We don't have a ton of them here in Western New York. So that's why.
Yeah, but it doesn't have a lot of like pork and ribs.
No,
like
he's totally right.
Yeah.
He's totally 100% right.
Yeah.
It is true down home Southern comfort food. It's like it's like Florida Southern comfort food, which is its own like subgenre. So you're right, Paul. Not fair comparison.
Wildlife wants to see you doing a mukbang. So
no, you don't. You think you do. You think that's a fun, novel concept, but it wouldn't be.
Maybe that'll be one of our monthly videos.
No, it won't be.
Heartland agrees about pin trading. Yes, Paul agrees. Southern comfort food. Yes. Please put, if you're not a member of our Facebook group, Mouse and Mermaid, go find it. And we should start a thread with all of your pin collections. I'd love to see them.
Yeah. It's Mouse ampersand Mermaid.
Yes.
It's not spelled out.
Correct. All right. What is another tragical for you, Phil?
Another tragical for me. Jeez, let me pull up the list. These are all kind of petty. I was in such a rush to put these together. They may not all be that great.
People love hearing the petty.
I'm sure people can pick these apart, but I'm just going to say the COVID fallout. Specifically, the parks were still enjoyable, but they're the exact same price. Everything is exactly as absurdly expensive as it was before they took a bunch of stuff away. Bob Chapek is just an evil genius. We're going to take away almost all the live entertainment. We're going to take away the festivals. We're going to take away the fireworks, all in the name of COVID, which is why they did it, but it's going to be an excuse to never bring it back. We're going to like scale back all these menus and all this stuff, and we're going to charge you the exact same amount. I felt like there was so much stuff that was missing that I felt like I was looking for. I don't know. I just feel like the fallout from COVID really did a number on the parks. And because there was, I can't expect them to do a reduction in price. They're struggling to stay afloat as it is. It's just very noticeable that this had a tremendous impact on the parks and the way that we're accustomed to experiencing this product.
Yeah. I also had the pandemic as one of my, and just there's just, obviously it's nothing really like Disney has a huge any control over. So just the situation, wearing the masks, they're doable. They're not fun. I mean, if anyone tells you like, go to Disney, like the masks are fine, like they're not fun. You know, you can do it. It's just not great. The wait times, I was prepared for the ride wait times, not the merch wait times.
Yeah.
Like there were lines to get into merch shops. Like that's just crazy.
And not just like 2 or 3 people. These lines were wrapped around the building and they weren't moving. In
Galaxy's Edge, it was insane.
Yeah. We couldn't do anything in Galaxy's Edge. We could barely get quick service food. It was, that place, they didn't design it with a pandemic in mind. That place is not set up to deal with what's going on right now.
Right. Agreed. Then just like the altered experiences, a lot of it, you know, with the menus being altered. Also, some of the ride experiences are altered. Rides of the Resistance was our first time on it. I could tell that experience was drastically altered.
Yeah. Pause. Paul just summed it up perfectly in the comments. If you're somebody that only goes to Disney once every couple of years, or is only going to go, you know, once in the next 5 or 10 years, now is not the time to go. Save your money, save for a bigger, better resort, save for a longer trip, do what you got to do. Don't go right now. And yes, Jessica, mask wearing is the right thing to do.
Correct.
It's a responsible and ethical thing to do. It is not fun. It is not fun at Disney.
Yes.
It is not fun in the Florida heat. It's not fun anywhere. It is especially not fun in Disney.
Yes, and we always wear our mask properly. Like I would never like not wear my mask in Disney, but it's not compared to like a normal trip, it's not as enjoyable. I mean, just the way it is. All right. Let's do another question.
Yeah, let's do more questions.
All right. We're
gonna breeze way past an hour. I hope you guys you leave whenever you want. It's just we're gonna be talking for a little bit longer than an hour, it seems.
All right. So Steve, and we have a lot of questions that people ask us we won't get to. Maybe we'll answer them in another video or something.
Why can't we answer them?
Well, I guess we could. Let's do another one. Steve asked, and this I will just preface is going to be our next live that we do next month. We're going to be talking about our DVC membership and like as new members. But Steve wants to know, what are the perks of being a DVC member?
I think, so there's tangible perks and then there's intangible perks. Mm-hmm. And then there's always the, direct perks versus resale perks. If you guys want to find out more about what it's like to be a DVC member, look up DVC Fan on YouTube. There's some helpful videos there. Yes. On Facebook, there's a great group called DVC Fan. The Diz Unplugged, family of channels, does a lot of good stuff information-wise that you can find out there. As far as our experience, I don't want to go into passes versus no passes versus all that stuff. There's some basic ones. There's discounts, but those discounts can be taken away at any time. There's certain privileges that you get, like member lounges and things of that nature that you have access to as a member. Top of the World Lounge if you're staying at Bay Lake Tower. There's the members lounge at Epcot that you can get access to during normal business hours. But the number one benefit for me personally was a little bit of a personal intangible thing, which is the feeling of calm that I experienced on my first trip as a DVC member. I'm kind of uptight in the parks. Being around a ton of people always makes me very anxious. I don't do well in crowds, but I can still always have an awesome time in Disney. I didn't feel any anxiety like I needed to really be doing anything specific. I was still anxious and rushed Pauline around because I like to be on time. It could be arbitrary. If she didn't make a schedule, I wouldn't have anything to stick to. But if the piece of paper says 11:45 a.m., I want to be there at 11:45 a.m. and I can't handle it. It's something hitting me with a sledgehammer in the back of my head.
So that's your trick? I just don't make a schedule?
Yeah, I've been telling you that for years. Years, woman, years. But seriously, the idea that I know I'm a DVC member and I have the comfort in the back of my mind to know that I am coming back, I will be able to ride that ride unless they randomly announce that they're blowing it up, or whatever it is that they do. I'm gonna be back in like 6 months, and I'm gonna be able to do what I want then. So when we walked through Galaxy's Edge, at first I was overwhelmed, but then at some point, Pauline and I sat down. I said, you know what? We're coming back in March. We'll hit it in March. Maybe it'll be better then. And if we don't hit it in March, we're coming back again in next October, and we'll hit it then. So the number one benefit to me is knowing that I will be back. I don't know. I don't know how you feel about it.
Yeah, I agree with everything Phil said. I just want a couple of people popped in here. Hello, friends. Thank you for tuning in. Sam Marie is here. Hello, Sam. So I think I'm just going to answer this question, which is a perk for me. Walt Life, Salt Life said, is DVC worth it? 1,000% yes.
If you're a frequent visitor.
Yes, if you're a frequent visitor. If you visit like every other year. Now, I will say, like, math breakdown wise, it's going to be different for every single person based on where you're visiting, what time. There's a ton of factors. So to say like you're going to save X amount of dollars is very dependent on everyone's individual experience. I started to track how much we're saving, and off of the same room rack rate, it is always 50% off at least. At times on our next couple trips, we are spending less than we would if we stayed at the cheapest Disney resort and we're staying in deluxe accommodations. Like that I didn't think. A lot of people say like over the years you'll save eventually. Like that is our third trip we're going on, and it is less expensive than staying at All-Star Movies. Yeah. That's crazy.
If you stay places like the Polynesian or Riviera or the Grand Floridian, the cheapest, I mean, yeah, during off seasons, it's going to be in like the high 400s, but in the peak seasons when we go, like during Food and Wine and Christmas, those rooms are like $600 or $700 a night. So there are some definite savings. There's going to be a period where you have to reach break even because the contracts can be expensive depending upon the amount of points you buy. If you want, like I said, if you want more definitive DVC resources and you really want to do your research and put some thought into it, go over to the Diz boards, go to DVC Fan, or go to look up DVC Fan on YouTube, and they've done thorough, in-depth analysis of all of this stuff, which like spreadsheets and all this crap. So they're a great resource for that.
And just tune in next month. We'll share from our perspective what we think about it. And I'll probably throw up some numbers and stuff so you can kind of see what we are saving. So, all right. So let's do a magical. And then after we do the magical, we have something exciting to show you guys. So.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to go first and tell me another magical?
Is the thing we want to show you. My awesome phone case.
It is awesome.
You want me to do a magical?
Yes, do a magical.
Okay, Lyft. Lyft is magical.
Oh, yeah, it is. And Andrew asked, what is our best Lyft experience?
Oh, okay. Man, that's hard to nail down because there were some really awful ones. And then I guess maybe the first one where the guy was super friendly and talking. I
loved the guy going to Disney Springs who was like freaking out. Like he was literally we basically told him we want to move to Florida and he couldn't be more excited.
Yeah, he couldn't have been more enthusiastic about people moving to his state. I think he was just has a genuine love for Florida as his heart. He wants people to come there and bring money to the area. So that's what he was talking to us about, real estate and all that stuff. That was definitely our best Lyft experience. But to expand on my thought that Lyft was magical, the bus service is truly terrible at Disney World right now. It's always kind of a pain in the butt, but it's normally tolerable. They're not running all their buses. They have 483 buses. One of the bus drivers told us, and I think there's only like 300 in service right now. So I think that's kind of making it a little wonky. I'm not sure why they're not using all of them. Maybe it was going to be too expensive to retrofit all of them with the dividers and all that stuff. I don't want to speculate, but the Lyft, we have to take Lyft XLs because I'm so tall. I can't fit. Like if you pull up with a Prius, I'm going to Fred Flintstone that thing onto its side. It's just going to be bad. It's not going to work. I'm not going to get in. You don't want to go in
a smart car?
Yeah, it's not going to work. A smart car, I would actually flip over. It's not a joke. That's a safety hazard, me in a smart car. So we have to do Lyft XLs, and for everything that we spent, for the times when we absolutely had to use them, I think that the average cost for a Lyft XL at any time of the day, whether it was peak or in the middle of the day when it wasn't peak times, it worked out to be $12 to go anywhere on property. And you know what? I thought we were going to spend like a massive fortune on Lyft. It didn't end up being that bad at all.
Not at all. And I will say, before the trip started, I did the math. My math was a little bit higher than I think what we spent, because we were considering renting a vehicle. It would have been $1,200 for the entire trip.
Yeah.
It would have been cheaper to Lyft the entire trip than to rent a car.
Yeah. And renting a car is nice because you have your own freedom, but we're not like going and doing stuff off property. I have no desire to go deal with the Disney parking lots and trying to figure that out. That's me, my anxiety boiling over and having a freak out moment, which I'm not looking for. I know myself too well. And you know what? Lyft and $1,200 is with a discount. So we have a really high-end travel credit card that gives us a lot of benefits, and one of them is upgraded status with it's not enterprise, it's national.
Yeah.
National. For me, it gives me executive premium or whatever, so I can literally go and rent the mid-size rate and take whatever size car I want, basically, and still a mid-size car that we would have needed for that week was going to be like $1,200. So our card also comes with a free Lyft Pink membership for a year, which gives you like 15% off and a bunch of other stuff. So if you're a frequent traveler, you may want to look into a premium credit card that comes with travel benefits like that. If you want to look into it further, the card that I'm talking about is called the Chase Sapphire Reserve. And it has a ton of great benefits for people who would go to Disney.
Yep. All right. So you did Magical. Okay, I'll do another Magical. We kind of talked about it already, but the Disney Vacation Club. It was our welcome home trip. So that means it's our first stay using our points. And the savings were insane, as I mentioned before. I think another thing, when I go to Disney, love like living in my resort. And I felt like the amenities that are in the DVC rooms are just more conducive to living in your resort. So that was really great. The Magic Band, when you do it, it says welcome home.
Every time.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. Oh, we also did the room tours, which should come with a disclaimer because it could be a very expensive room tour. You basically want to get more points every time, unless you go to Bay Lake Tower at night. Other than that, you're going to want to buy points at every resort you tour. The sales reps are fantastic. What I so appreciated, these are salespeople. Every sales rep we went with asked us if we already had a sales rep, and we do. And they knew our sales rep, who the person was, and every time they were like, yes, like when you're ready to buy here, if you want to. There was zero pressure, and it was always like, talk to Kristen. It was never like, give the business to me.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And then also just the people you meet. That was like, I wish I could have fit that into another Magical thing, but I put it into the DVC thing. But we met so many people, which I felt like we didn't have the opportunity to in other stays. But I think just the DVC thing opens up, like you're waiting at the bus stop, you're like, hey, are you guys members? Like, it was just great. We talked to a lot of people.
Yeah, that's true. This is an awkward silence. What are we talking about next? You want to answer? Should we answer some more questions?
Well, I feel like
address some of these comments in the chat.
Yeah, I think we got them all.
We're definitely going to want to be.
Yeah. So people just talking about the transportation. Awesome. All right. Well, we'll do our little thing that we want to show everyone.
Oh yeah. Ta-da!
Okay. So we just wanted to like kick the year off, right? So we made a new logo because
we made a new logo.
Yes. So here is our new logo, guys. Yay! Mouse and mermaid. So
as you can see, I am literally the smallest feature on this new logo.
He's so cute. I'm like, Phil, you're so cute.
Yeah. It appears that I'm trying to run away and evade you, which is very, very accurate.
So yeah, that is a new logo. You'll see it in our group, on our Instagram, on our YouTube page. So yay. All right.
Hope you like it. Don't care if you don't.
Wow. Yay, people love it. Jessica said you're the mouse. You're going to be smaller. That is true.
Baby bunny talking trash. I see how it is.
Okay, so let's answer another question.
Let me answer one. Give me the list.
Okay.
I want to see what they are. I want to make fun of people if they ask dumb questions.
Oh, no.
Anne asks, is it your Aunt Annie?
Yes.
Our Aunt Annie asks, how do the crowds compare to other Christmas visits? Well, the parks are operating somewhere between the published 35% number that they've confirmed and the 50% number that we heard several cast members talking about. So they're somewhere between 35 and 50%. So they were nowhere near as crowded as when we were there, during normal times, but it felt almost like it was just as crowded in some situations just because of all the crazy lines and stuff.
Yeah.
It's great that there's less people, but when you're waiting in a line that's a million miles long, it doesn't really matter that there's space to walk around outside the line. It's great that there's space to walk around, but everyone is trying to do all the same exact stuff that you're trying to do, and they're herded into this line, and it was kind of miserable. So I would say that there's a negligible feeling of difference there. I don't mean to be overtly negative about everything, but it's just the way I am, I guess.
Yeah. And I will say, on Christmas Day specifically, this is one of the best things. We're from New York, so we're fine with the cold. Obviously I go to Florida to get the warmth, but it was pretty cold on Christmas Day and the day after, and the parks were significantly less crowded, which was fantastic. Just put on my Spirit jersey and enjoyed the parks.
Yeah. Richard Croft asks, COVID safety-wise, what improvements could be taken by guests to reduce risks? I would say what precautions could be taken by guests, which is learn how to read, pay attention to the signs, act like an intelligent and competent human being, and be considerate for someone other than yourself. I would say there's a lot of ignorance and selfishness on display in the parks. And it's unfortunate because when you enter into a situation like that, that Disney's doing everything it can, but a certain level of culpability and responsibility falls upon the people who are sharing that experience together and enjoying that product as a group. And if not everyone is pulling their weight and doing their part, it presents some precarious situations that make people uncomfortable. I don't necessarily sweat all the small details. Like some woman is chasing her little kid and she walks right by me because the little kid dashed by me. I don't care about that. But when my wife, who is the least confrontational person in the world, is having to turn around and yell at a group of teenagers that won't get away from us because they can't read the signs on the ground, there's a problem. So people need to understand that they are responsible for not only themselves, but they also need to be good neighbors to the people who are trying to enjoy the product with them. And I think that's my answer to that question.
Yeah. And also don't be afraid to speak up. And we sort of I guess you would say we're extra cautious at times. If someone in front of us was kind of being crazy in a line, we would stand an extra marker back.
Yeah.
So, okay. Let me I think so. Magic in Michigan wants Zeus and BBM to be in the logo one day. Yes.
Zeus
agreed.
and BBM. BBM is my boy.
He is. If you're wondering who BBM is, it's Phil's BB-8 that he made in Hollywood Studios. And then Sean's daughter said, "No, you're not the smallest creature."
Sean's daughter. Yeah, I'm a pretty large dude.
Yeah, and then the exit means enter here. Yeah, that is what people were saying. People need to read the signs.
Annie wants us to do more off the beaten path stuff.
Yes, so she wants us to specifically do the jungle expedition. So
I cannot do the jungle expedition. So we're limited by some of the things. So no one shoved the cheeseburgers down my throat. I did it to myself, but I'm a pretty big guy. Aside from my height, I'm also pretty wide. I'm working on that at the moment, but the weight limit for that experience to go over that bridge and the actual tethers that you're attached to, Annie, that are on the cord for fall protection, those have a strict weight limit of 300 pounds. I'm a little bit off that at the moment. I'm working to get down. That's actually my goal weight.
Yeah.
Is 300 pounds, which
that'll
that
be
probably
our
sounds
like
absurd.
congratulatory thing that we get to
So,
go.
unfortunately, my size limits some of the things we can do. We can't go on certain rides together just because I'm too tall. We can't do certain experiences because I don't meet the weight limits yet. So we're working on that stuff. When we can get to it, we will. Until then,
Yeah, but we are doing like a fun excursion that's unique in October, right? With the bros.
with the bros, yes. We're not going to talk about that.
No, secret excursion.
We're not going to talk about that right now. It's not an excursion. It's more of an experience. But we're not going to tell you about it, A, because I don't want you to book it. I don't want to book it. And B, we haven't even confirmed that it'll be available for us to do because everyone and their mother is going to be trying to do this.
Hopefully it'll be us.
It will be, if we can get it nailed down, the bros are going to share an expense for a very unique, it'll probably be like a once in a lifetime thing. So I'm super excited about it.
Yeah.
Jessica secrets. Pauline will tell you offline what it is.
Yeah. So,
but Annie, that is my answer to your question. We'll get to it when we can. No one wants to do that trek more than me. So
yeah, that would be awesome. All right. So let's do another. Let's do a negative one.
let's introduce some negativity. I'm all about it. So another one of my tragicals, we kind of touched on this a little bit, but I mean, it's one of the things I wrote down, so I have to talk about it again, I guess, is the scaled back menus. I'm a person that doesn't go to meet Mickey Mouse. You're not going to catch me hugging Daisy Duck. I put that one specifically in there for Richard Croft. I was a little obsessed with Daisy Duck. I'm not there for the shows. I'm not there for the parades. I'm not there for any of that like normal Disney stuff that like a little kid or someone who's a kid at heart would be there for. I'm there to ride rides, eat good food, and drink good drinks. And the menus were super scaled back, which detracted from the overall experience and made it a little difficult. We still had a fantastic time. You could just tell that they're being severely limited to what they can do right now. And some of the preparations of the food were a little bit bland. So that's just my answer. That's
the bland preparation should not be related to COVID, though. That is my thought. But yes, the menus are limited, and that sometimes can be disappointing. My tragical, which this is a thing that happened because of COVID, but I worry it is going to remain after COVID, is fast passes are gone.
Yeah.
Atrocious. It is probably one of the worst things I think about our trip is there were no fast passes. Mm-hmm. I missed no fast passes way more than park hopping. I don't actually think we needed the park hopping. I thought we did fine without the park hopping.
No, there was wrong. I want park hopping.
Okay,
I want to have that
great.
option.
But there was never a time where I was like, oh, I really wish we could park hop. Every time I really wished we could have a fast pass.
That's true.
I think the only experience we had was some sort of like fast pass, if you will, was Rise of the Resistance. Obviously that is crazy, but what I appreciated is once we got the what is it? I forget what it's called with the Rise of the Resistance.
The
boarding group.
Yeah.
Once we got the boarding group, it was great because we were back in our room and getting ready, and then we were able to go back and we knew exactly what time, and we were able to modify our day around that specific time.
That's not true. We didn't know the exact time.
Well, we had a rough estimate.
Yeah, so we just have some super Disney intelligent friends that just have experience with managing these systems and doing all this stuff, and they were able to give us a basic blueprint of what boarding group number 140 meant. They gave us a rough time frame that ended up being extremely accurate, and we were able to plan our day around that. You may not have access to that same sort of thing, so just go online. Like I said, go to any of those groups that I just told you about. They have tutorials for that sort of stuff. They have write-ups about it. If you're nervous about trying to get boarding groups, but Pauline is right. Not having fast passes sucked.
Yeah. I will also say I felt like because there were no fast passes, more people were rope dropping. And within like the first hour, everything was
at 70 minutes or more.
I think it was also a combination of like reduced hours. So the parks were opening later than they normally would. There was no like extra magic hours. All of that stuff kind of like played into these like longer lines. And yes, I've seen like time comparisons of like, oh, 2 years ago, the times were twice as much, but that was for very popular rides, and you could still get a fast pass for those things. So
this is a function also of, you know, some of the like real crowd swallowing things, like in Animal Kingdom, for instance, the Festival of the Lion King or whatever, that can absorb a good chunk of the crowd that's in that park, in that general area. That is shut down. There's a lot of things that could normally swallow up a good part of the crowd and distract people from being in lines for rides that aren't open. So it didn't take an hour to get to the 70 minutes. It was within 20 minutes of a park opening. You had the option to run one ride and be able to ride it pretty much immediately. And then after that, if you're not willing to wait in line at least 50 minutes, which I am not, you're not going to be riding much more. So we did a lot of walking around and shopping this time.
Yeah, but it's not, we had fun. It was just a different experience.
We had fun in different ways than we would normally do.
Which is the benefit of like we go a lot. We have that opportunity.
People are asking questions in the chat. Let me just run through these. Richard, no, it's not Star Wars Room. Annie, Disney 2025. You're pushing it out 4 years.
Oh, no.
What are you doing?
We have plans until 2022.
No, we have plans until 2023.
I don't know what those plans are, so I gotta find out.
March, October, cruise Alani. That takes us into 2023.
2022 is Alani.
I know, at the end of 2022, which takes us into 2023.
I know, so we have 2023 open.
Yeah, we have 2023 open right now. So
we should go Christmas 2023.
We literally just fought about something that. Do you see what I deal with? Oh my God. Wipe her down. Geez, Richard, you're a dirty old man. Ann Smith, will you ever stay at Wilderness Lodge? Absolutely. They have 2 DVC properties at Wilderness Lodge. Oh my gosh. We'll be staying there as soon as possible.
We want to stay in the cabins.
Brittany asks, does DVC work in California? Yes, DVC is currently in the process of building a new DVC
second
tower. And they also have like 50 or 60 rooms at the Grand California that you can use your points.
We're going to try to stay there, bookend our Alani trip, but it is very difficult to get those DVC rooms.
Yeah. After Mia is done with college. Mia's not going to want to wait till she's done with college.
Mia wants to go now.
Jeez, Ann, what's wrong with you? This is the content. I don't know what that means. I think I answered all the other stuff.
Yes.
People are just goofing around. So.
Okay, cool. So let's do another question.
No money.
What?
Annie goes, no money. Yeah, no. For those of you who are wondering what the context is, Pauline's Aunt Annie and Uncle Alan are so wonderfully supportive of their children. They're doing a lot to support their children. Yeah. So the Disney money may not necessarily be there at every hour of every day.
All right.
Children are expensive, I guess.
So Jason wants to know, I think this is maybe mostly for you, but has Riviera surpassed the Poly as your favorite resort?
Has Riviera surpassed the Poly as my favorite resort? No, and it never will. Moving on.
I don't know. The Riviera now versus the Poly now.
That's not a what?
Yes.
That's not a fair
okay,
a brand new fully functioning resort versus one that's torn apart and under construction. I wonder what's wrong with you.
Okay, I will always love the Poly though, for sure.
Oh my God, Benedict Arnold over here.
Andrew wants to know if DVC works towards Adventures by Disney. You're gonna have to answer that because I'm not sure. Paul, if you're in the chat, answer that for us. You'll know better.
I want to say that I know you can use the DVC points for a cruise. You can use it for the Disney Collection, which is the hotel side of the DVC resorts that offer it. And you can use it at like moderates and values, but it is a terrible financial value. You have to be thoughtful about how you're using your points. Buy DVC points with the mindset of using them for DVC rooms, not for cruises or any of that stuff, because it's a terrible, terrible financial value. David's here. Hi, David. Hey, David. He got off his broken foot. Now he's here. He broke his foot? Yeah, he was trying to balance on a soccer ball and he fell and broke his foot. Oh my God. Moron. Who plays soccer? He wasn't playing soccer. He was just balancing on a soccer ball. What is he trying to join the circus? He is kind of a circus animal. Okay. All right.
So let's do.
I came for Pauline only. That's fair. I understand. You get enough of me, David. Phil sucks. You're right.
All right. So do we want to do another good one? Is that where we're at?
You're the director. You tell me.
Okay, yeah, let's do another good one.
I feel like we've gotten totally off the rails. We're over an hour.
Sorry, guys. But we have 18 people here, so.
Yeah. If you guys want us to stop and you've got like other stuff to do, but you don't want to miss it and you want us to wait for the next video, just tell us. And we can keep the stuff that we have and talk about in the next video, or we can keep going. You let us know.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments.
We'll keep going.
We did that one. I did that one. My other one I kind of touched on, but so the feeling of being a DVC member is another one of my magicals. Just that idea that I have time. You know, when we used to go, you know, I was a very fortunate situation because my father and mother-in-law are extremely generous, and they paid for our trips. They paid for our airfare. They paid for our accommodations, our tickets, everything except for like personal spending stuff. They paid for the meals. It was
they also paid for some personal spending stuff too.
Yeah, you're right. They'd give us like Disney gift cards before we went. So Pauline's family, they're all extremely generous, and they gave us some wonderful experiences. But there was always that anxiety of, okay, when are we coming back? We have to plant the seed in such and such cousin's ear that has sway with such and such aunt and uncle. Like it was like a weird little conspiracy to figure out when we were coming back. And now, you know, Pauline and I are totally financially independent, and you know, our lives are started and all that stuff. So we're going to be going on our own, but the feeling to know that, you know, you can come back whenever you want and it's on your terms and you know that you're going to come back, that's a really comforting feeling.
Yeah.
I think that was probably, of all the magicals, it was the most magical for me.
And I think to kind of like, obviously anyone can have that feeling if, you know, you're financially independent without having DVC, but DVC is like when you purchase DVC, you're like making you're marrying Disney.
You're committing to Disney
yes.
for a long time. In
for
our
50
case, 50 years. It's not all
yes.
all of them have 50-year contracts. The different resorts expire at different times. Go to DVC Fan and figure that out. This is not the time for that. But
yeah,
our contract expires January 1st, 2070. So,
yeah. So
we have quite a bit of Disney left to do.
But we know as like a couple that we're going to get to go to Disney because we've made a financial commitment to it for that many years. And we love Disney, so I'm okay. Yeah,
and we can use it in Disney World. We can use it in Disneyland. We can go to their resort in Hawaii called Aulani. So there's just lots of different places that we can use it. If we ever get bored or we're just like, hey, you know, we've gone to Disney World 13 years in a row, let's go over to Disneyland.
Yeah.
We have the flexibility to do that. So
yes. Another magical for me was the food. So we did have some like off experiences here and there, but in general, like the food is my favorite attraction. Mm-hmm. So full dining experiences, homecoming, fantastic. We've talked about that already. Brown Derby, we love Brown Derby. It is, in my opinion, one of the most underrated signature restaurants, I think, because it's in the park.
Because it's in the park.
And it's also in Hollywood Studios. So I think it gets overlooked a lot. I will be bold enough to say I like Brown Derby better than California Grill.
Agreed.
It is so good. If it went outside the parks, I think it would be just like, people would appreciate it so much more.
There was one outside the parks.
Really?
Yeah. The original one in Hollywood. And I'm pretty sure it went bankrupt.
Wait, really?
I don't know if it's there anymore.
Oh my gosh. Well,
people did not appreciate it.
The one in Disney was great.
Yes.
Also the Wave, fantastic. Like up and down,
hidden
fantastic.
Hidden gem.
Yes. I would say if they had Disney needs to give the Wave more money because visually the restaurant literally looks like a cafeteria.
No.
Yes, it does.
No.
Yes,
keep the Wave exactly how it is so that all you freeloaders will stay out of there.
Okay,
and I can
true.
get a table.
Maybe true. But yes, it is very good there. Fantastic food moments like the gnocchi at Topolino, the Italian sandwich at Primo Piatto.
Oh my God, that was good.
Yes, another like caveat to my like Italian not good food in Italy.
Well, that's a sandwich. If you
yeah,
can't
the
figure out how to make a sandwich.
Yeah, but it is better than any Italian sandwich I've ever had. So
Whoa,
good.
Take it easy.
Yes.
I didn't say that.
Also, Gideon's cookies.
Gideon's was Gideon's was number 6 on my magical list.
Wait, really?
It's an honorable mention.
Gideon's. Oh, if you have a chance to go to Gideon's, it's good. And pro tip, just buy all of the cookies. Go there like your first day, and then you'll have cookies like the rest of your trip. Basically, Phil and I, every time we got back to the room, we had like Gideon's in bed. It was great.
David Zakai says, Zakai. David, or as we lovingly refer to him as Socks. Socks says that Hollywood Brown Derby is not better than California Grill. And my retort to that is, David, you're literally 12. Shut up. You don't know what Moving on.
David, you need to experience it again.
Crumbs in bed? Yeah, crumbs in bed. It's worth it. Worth it. I'll sleep with those cookies.
I didn't make any crumbs.
Watching this woman eat a cookie is something I should record and submit to National Geographic.
No. All right.
Oh, David's clarifying.
Yes.
Sorry, David. I take back my comments, sort of.
So Brown Derby closed in 1985, apparently, as a result of a lease dispute. Yeah. Very sad. All right.
Is that sad? Does that affect your life?
Yeah, I would want to go to the original one because I like the one at Disney. Okay. All right. Anyways, moving on. Let's answer another question here.
Annie asked us a question.
Oh,
she did. Whenever we have gone, I always wondered if people went to the resorts. She's asking about resort-only stays. Yes, Annie, resort-only.
Yes.
Annie, resort-only things are a stay. It's a very popular thing.
Resort-only stays are a thing.
Yeah, resort-only stays are a thing. Sorry, I'm talking faster than I can think, which is common. So absolutely, yes, Annie, to answer your question. That's a thing.
All right. So, okay. I'm going to answer. This was a question Annie asked previously. She said, did we use the dining plan? And if so, is it worth it? So,
no.
A lot of things to unpack there. Currently, the dining plan is not available. We have priced it out and have found for us it doesn't make sense. However, I priced it out before they came out with a new like level plan, which I think could work for us.
We're not doing the dining.
Okay, Phil is very adamant about not doing the dining plan because we like to have the freedom of getting whatever we want, and that's what we spend the money on. You can use the dining plan and save money, and like you're basically paying for it ahead of time, so you don't have to worry about it. But you need to be very strategic with what you get for it to be worth it for you. The other thing too is, as DVC members, we have a discount on food. We also can get a further discount. You can't get it right now, but Tables in Wonderland, some people are still accepting it, others are not. It's just, it's pure chaos,
yeah,
but
random chaos.
We weren't expecting to have that additional savings. So a lot of times we'll get up to 20% off of our food. So those are other like advantages.
Yeah.
People are saying not worth it. Yes.
What are some other questions? Sean, if Phil is Brer Bear, what Splash Mountain character is Paul?
Okay, I already thought of an answer to this.
You actually thought of an answer to this stupid question?
Yes. I'm Tiana. Okay. I love Tiana, guys.
John Purcell asks, my question is surrounding which resort pool is most conducive to the breaststroke lap?
Okay, this is what I think happened. So I posted this photo in our group.
Oh,
because this father-son decided while I was at the Riviera pool, in the adult pool, quiet pool, whatever. We don't even know what it is because
it's just a pool. It's not a quiet pool.
It was not quiet. There were not just adults in there. So we'll just say that. Which, whatever. We're in Disney. I get it. But they decided to do the butterfly stroke in the pool, which is the one where like you put your arms over. It was seriously like a tidal wave happened at the Riviera. Oh, it was insane. Why do you think that's a good idea? I have no idea.
Yeah. So if you want to go do the breaststroke, leave. Get out. No, John, if you want to do the breaststroke, the pool on property that's most conducive to that is the Big Blue Pool at Art of Animation. Yes. It is massive. And there are plenty of other hooligans there causing unnecessary noise.
And the kids will love it.
Yeah, the kids will love it. You'll be you join that group with that 14-year-old girl, John. Maybe she'll be there. You guys can swim together.
What?
Don't worry about it.
That is really creepy. All right. Yes. Aunt Annie mentioned about Disney courses. I would love to take a Disney course. Do DVC members get discounts on food? Yes. 10% off at a lot of places. Then you're also eligible, at least before the pandemic, to purchase the Tables in Wonderland, which will get you further discounts. So it makes it about 20% most places.
David, you're underage and you're a joke. So you can't say that to me. And it was John joined a Facebook group called Mermaid and Mouse by accident, and it was being run by a 14-year-old
Wait,
girl.
really?
Yes. He said that in the comments.
I didn't see that.
John isn't actually a pervert. He just joined the wrong Facebook group.
No. Yes, we're Mouse and Mermaid. Phil's first, of course.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's do another Tragical. I only have one more Tragical because I kind of said the pandemic.
Our viewers are dropping off in the comment section's not popping off anymore. So maybe we should just save these for next time.
No, next time we're talking about DVC, so we got to finish.
Okay. I did those. I only have one left.
Okay, good. So do yours.
I actually have two left, but I already talked at length about one. So,
okay.
I would just say park maintenance and ride availability. There was a lot of rides and experiences shut down. Specifically, two of our favorites, Rock and Roll Roller Coaster, was shut down the entire time we were there. And the Tomorrowland People Mover was shut down the entire time we were there. In fact, it's been shut down since Disney opened up. It's going to go back on at the end of this month, supposedly.
Oh, really?
It was supposed to open January 9th. They pushed it back to the end of the month.
I don't know these things.
So if they don't push it back again, it'll be open by the time we go in March. But normally when we go for Christmas, Disney makes a priority to make sure that everything possible is open and working to absorb crowds during that week, because it is their busiest week. And there was a lot of stuff that we would normally do that we couldn't do because it was closed down because of COVID or maintenance issues or whatever. So Disney's struggling in a lot of areas right now. Expect a different experience than what you're accustomed to if you've been before.
Yeah. Annie asked, how was the line at Small World?
When we got on it, it was a 10-minute walk on, except for the weirdly observant. Like, I criticize a lot of people for not standing on the lines or for milling around on the line. This kid stood exactly on top of that line, and he stared back at us every time to make sure we did not come in.
He was like 12 years old by himself. He was so particular. All kids need to be like that. I like that.
Yeah, this kid was regimented, man. But every other time we walked by the line for It's a Small Ride, Small World, whatever. It's a small line. No, it wasn't a small line. It was at least 40 minutes, which just proves my point about people being stupid. If you're willing during a pandemic to wait 40 minutes in line for It's a Small World, there's something wrong with you. I'm sorry. And the Disneyland one, I understand. Stop it. We don't sing that song in this house. And the Disneyland one, maybe I would understand, but the Disney World one, no.
Yes. Okay. I bet Phil never had to tap him on the back. Why would you bring that up, Andrew? Stop! I hate that. Okay. Did you all get an ice cream near Space? No, we didn't.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Is there good ice cream near Space Mountain?
Oh, ice cream bar near Space Mountain, because that's how we got engaged.
Oh, no, we didn't.
We went over and visited the place that we got engaged at, and it's right near where dogs poop.
It literally is. There's like a thing that says your dog can poop here.
I know. I didn't notice it when it happened. I don't know if it was there.
I was like, what does this say about our marriage? Okay. All right. So what we were doing, Tragical or Magical? Tragical, right?
Do you have any Magicals left?
I have two Magicals left. I have my last Tragical. Phil's not an Instagram husband. There were so many pictures I wanted to take.
I took thousands of
pictures. I'll give him this. When we were in Animal Kingdom, in front of the tree, he like went down and like took this picture. It was really good. Remember, you like got on your knee.
Yeah, and I get no credit.
You do. That I just gave you a shout out for that.
I don't want to be an Instagram husband. If you're an Instagram husband, you're a sucker.
Okay. So let's finish up the magical.
My last two are the cast members. The cast members were, for the most part, they went above and beyond to try to give you a good experience and a memorable experience. Everyone was smiling. Normally, there's always a couple people who hate their job and don't want to be there, and that is what it is. But I felt like 9 out of 10 cast members I interacted with were going out of their way to be engaging and friendly. And I'm sure part of it's like gratitude that you're there and making sure that they, Disney keeps the park open so they can have their job. But I think another part of it is that, the people who want to work for Disney kind of are part of the Disney culture. They understand and they also love Disney. And that's what makes it so special. That's the intangible X factor that Disney has that gives it its cult following and its cult loyalty. It's not like the castle is cool and everything and the rides are fun, but the real experience, the magic of Disney is its people. Mm-hmm. And I that's something I've been saying across multiple different platforms and mediums, is that something that Disney executives needs to keep in mind is that it's not the IP that we necessarily care about. It's not necessarily the rides or whatever. It's the feeling that we feel when we're in the parks, and that is 80% of that feeling is attributed to the people that work there, at least for me. So I would say the cast members were my number one magical thing.
Awesome. Walt Life's going. Bye, Britt and Liz. Bye. Thank you for tuning in. Annie wanted to know about like a Starbucks coffee espresso with beer. So I don't drink alcohol and Phil doesn't drink coffee. So we probably wouldn't ever have that, but it sounds very interesting if you like both. Jess is not an Instagram wife, but you are a wonderful wife. And everyone thinks it's a unique spot for a proposal.
I
still said yes.
That sign wasn't there when I did that.
Or we were just like blacked out and we didn't notice anything.
Yeah,
that's how I felt.
I've never proposed before, so it was kind of nerve-wracking.
Okay, one of my magicals, I have two more. So the first one is the safety measures. So despite people not following the rules, which you cannot control every single guest, there's way, like if they weren't wearing a mask, they got kicked out of the park. But like in every single line, you cannot control how like close someone is to you. They've done everything they can. They put the lines down. There are signs absolutely everywhere. There are gentle announcements that happen all the time. You do see cast members like addressing guests, saying you need to put your mask over your nose. All these sort of things. Cast members, when parades are coming, make sure people are like standing apart, but like distanced. Like everything that Disney is doing to make sure you are safe during a pandemic is fantastic. It is, they have really thought through, I feel like, most details.
Yeah, and those gentle little announcements that you get, they're very concise.
Yes.
If you do not comply with policies that are in effect and being announced, and you don't wear your mask properly, you are going to be asked to leave the park. There's no, gentle reminder or warning. They're going to make you leave. And, I think that's great. They're not beating around the bush. They realize that their financial future and their ability to keep providing this service to people is dependent upon doing the right thing, and they're not screwing around. So good for them.
Yeah.
Bye, David.
Bye, David. Thanks for tuning in. And just my last one is the Skyliner. That was magical. If you haven't ridden the Skyliner, I would highly recommend it. If you're a little nervous too, just try it once. The quickest one I think you can do is maybe from like the Riviera to CBR. So try that out and see how that goes for you. It is not scary in the least bit, in my opinion.
Well, neither of us have a fear of heights.
Yeah, but I think
if you have a fear of heights, it will be terrifying.
It's very safe. It's so quick. The quickest transportation you can do. There's rarely a wait. We even went on New Year's Eve. We had to take the Skyliner, and it maybe was a 20-minute wait, which is a normal wait for a bus. So, I mean, that just goes to show you. And once you get on the Skyliner, it's a lot quicker to get where you're going than it would with when you're in a bus. It also is super comfortable. You always get to sit. It's not like a bus where you might be standing. You always get a seat, and then there is a breeze, like window, like a vents that open and give you a nice breeze. There's great sights. The only thing I wish is there was like a button you could press to stop the lady telling you about the most magical wildlife in all of Disney. Like, I've heard it 10 times. I don't need your announcements.
Yeah. So I think that about does it for today,
yeah,
people.
thank you so much for watching. We're going to be back with another live. We'll post when it is in our Facebook group next month. We're going to be talking all about DVC because we had our first stay and all fun things about that. So
Yeah.
I hope you join our Facebook group and make sure you set a reminder when we post when it is. And we'll see you guys later. Bye.
Peace.